Alright guys, so we got a little unplanned video today. We were filming the furnace video, was going over some different things to do on that, help maintain it, what to look for if it's not working, and got about halfway through the video and went to go turn it back on so that we could show everything running, show the order of operations for the furnace, and realized that the gas regulator had failed when I shut the propane off so that I could disconnect the furnace. So what we have here is the most important part on any camper or RV.
Well, that ought to hold her. You know, the most important thing you can have on a camper is a good butane regulator. And this here's the best one they make.
Most campers today don't use butane, they use propane, but you could actually run them either way. It doesn't matter that much, but that's neither here nor there. So we're over at my dad's house using his garage because when I ordered the new regulator, which is right here, I ordered these upgraded stainless steel hoses. Well, the regulator that I ordered came with hoses, and we had to get those out of the way, obviously. Well, some donut over at the factory that makes these regulators, when he was putting this together, decided to put green cylindrical Loctite on the threads, so I could physically not undo these lines out of that regulator without putting it into a bench vise. But I did want to show you one thing before we drop that onto the trailer. So instead of using cylindrical Loctite, I decided to use Teflon tape like you're supposed to. There's a couple things about Teflon tape that we need to know. There's different grades, different styles. There's white, yellow, pink, and then green. Yellow is typically what people call natural gas rated, which is not necessarily true. The different colors indicate the size of the pipe that you can use them on. So anything up to 3/8 you can use the white on. They sent the yellow with this kit, which I found kind of interesting, just for the simple fact that most of these connections are 3/8, so the white is perfectly acceptable. The difference there is just the thickness in the tape, and they're dyed a certain color so that if you ever are working on a house or a building and it needs to get inspected, the inspector can know that you use the proper thickness of tape. I'm not going to run down all the different thicknesses. I'll give you like I said before, white is good up to 3/8 connections. Anything half to 1.5 is going to be yellow, and that should cover about 90% of what you guys are going to do. A couple of things about Teflon tape: you want to get good when you tear it off. You don't want to have a bunch of like straggler pieces hanging off because they can get in the way, or actually even get down into the gas line system, get caught up in a gas valve somewhere along. Another thing, you have to wrap the tape the right way. If you wrap it the wrong way, what you'll do is you'll unscrew it and it'll all bunch up as it screws into your other fitting. So the easiest way to do that, to make sure that you're doing it right, is put your fitting in your left hand, put your tape in your right hand, take a little bit off, hold it down with your thumb, go underneath, and with the yellow you don't need that much because it's double thickness. Usually about 2 wraps will do it, and then pinch it and tear it off, and that'll give you a nice, good, clean to where you can't even tell where the tape starts or ends on there. You see on there, there's no real beginning or real end to that. That's what you want. That way when you screw that into your fitting, it's not going to pick the tape up and ball it up and bunch it up and make a mess. You want the tape to stay underneath on the threads so that you get a good seal, and it's also going to lubricate the fitting as it goes in a sense, and make it a lot easier to take it apart later. So just wanted to show you those few things. When we come back, we'll be back at the house. We'll put the regulator on. We'll go through a couple things what to do after you got the regulator on. Okay, so we've got the new regulator here installed. Okay, and this is actually, this little white piece here is just a cover, so that actually comes off, which makes it a lot easier to tighten that connection down there. Now, the last thing there is to do is we just have to leak check everything and make sure that we don't have any air in the line. So to leak check it, I'm using this leak detectant that I use at work, but the easiest thing to do is take just a little bit of dish soap, like Dawn or something to that effect, and put it in a bottle with some water. You don't need a lot, maybe about a tablespoon or so to a bottle of water like this size works. And just make sure we got that. Okay. So we're just going to spray it on, but we don't want it to foam or anything like that. We want a nice like stream, thick stream, so that way we can see if there's any bubbles that form. And what you're going to do is spray that on, just leave that for a few minutes. We turn this on so we can check this fitting down here, make sure it's not leaking. I actually can't check this tank right now because this tank is empty. So I'll just check this one when I get it filled next time. These, I didn't go over it before, but we bought everything off of Amazon. This is a new switchover valve, and we upgraded to the stainless steel lines. These are actually a lot nicer than I initially thought they were going to be. With the gauge, not sure how well you can see it, but the arrow here, the indicator, is actually glow in the dark, so you can even check it at nighttime. Let's see if we have, there's no bubbles forming there or there, so we should be good on that end. We'll go inside, we'll bleed the air out of the lines, and that'll be it. Okay guys, so the end of this video, we had some audio issues, which is pretty par for the course if you've been watching this channel for a long time. But luckily there wasn't a whole lot of video to be seen there, so I'm just going to go ahead and record that right here using this nice microphone that was given to us by Zach Ciota over at HVAC Shop Talk and Man With Issues. All we did was we went inside and we turned the stove on and lit the stove and just let it run for about 30 seconds to a minute to make sure that there's no air left in the line and to make sure that we have good gas flow coming to every appliance. The stove is one of the bigger appliances, so it's going to purge a lot of gas through it. That's about wraps up this video. As always, guys, like, comment, share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed already. We just recently passed 1,000 subscribers, so we want to keep that on a roll, keep that growing. It's all been because of you guys. And I don't think I mentioned it earlier in the video, but anything that we use, any of the products that we use, there's links to all those in the description, as there is in all of our videos where we feature any kind of a product. So hit those up and we'll see you on the next video.